What was the first permanent building for Grace Avenue? Well, now that we had secured a piece of land, we had to start designing the building we wanted to build on that land. And again, we knew because of our financial situation, we wouldn't be able to build a lot, but the first building was going to be very important. And so we assembled a building committee that began to talk about our dreams, and we hired an architect, and we began to think about what that first building could look like. But not just that, we started putting together a master plan so that we could build the first phase, but then the second phase, the third phase, and then all the way around into the future. In the midst of that, we had a wonderful design architect by the name of Tim Broyles who listened to our committee, who said two things were very important to them. They wanted the building to look like the buildings here in the area, with stone and with standing seam metal roof and with a lot of glass. And then the second thing is they said, we want our church to look like a church. And so this beautiful design began to unfold. But in the midst of that, we went through the hard process of then choosing a contractor and dealing with all the things you deal in a building project, all the things that go along with that. You know, sometimes people say, if these walls could talk, and in some respects, that's exactly what happens here at Grace Avenue, because on a cold winter's day in 2003, we actually came and signed the beams that are on the inside walls of the church. There are certain places you can go in the church today and you can still see the exposed beams where people wrote their prayers and wrote their names and wrote their hopes and dreams for this church. It was a wonderful thing to see the building come together. And finally, in June of 2004, almost 20 years ago today, the building opened and we celebrated our very first worship service here. The building was only about 8,000 square feet. It basically is our worship center today and a few classrooms and that small kitchen. But for us, the permanent home was so special that Grace Avenue had become a location as well as a way of life.